Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us yet again on your social media tips and tricks. I'm Alex Ward, broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty, and this is Monica Adams of Monica Social, chatting with you today about how to use hashtags for your Instagram page. Monica, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence, and the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody, and happy October 1st. Before you know it, we're in the month of October. I'm super excited today, of course, to talk about the big topic of hashtags on Instagram. So last week we did Facebook. This week we're going to do Instagram, and we're going to dive into the controversy of, hey, how many hashtags do we use? Do we put them in the post? Do we put them in the comments? We're going to go over all of that stuff. So just to get started, I am live on Instagram. I'm also live on Facebook. So I'm going to be kind of talking to two screens here. But I wanted to go over what are Instagram hashtags just quickly, as we did go over that a little bit on Facebook. But every social media platform is different with your hashtag strategy, which is very important to note. So Instagram hashtags are a way to categorize your Instagram content with words, phrases, or numbers by the hashtag symbol. In Instagram captions, using Instagram hashtags allows your content to be more easily found through the app or served to relevant users. So the reason behind using hashtags on Instagram is so that people can find your content more relevant to their target audience. So when we're thinking of using hashtags, we do need to think about who do we want to see our content on Instagram and what's going to help it get the most reach or the most eyes on the post. So just diving in a little bit more about how to use hashtags on Instagram. Number one is research. So you're going to have to do a little bit of homework, I know, but it's not going to be too much. We're just going to do a little bit of research around which hashtags are most used. So research relevant and popular hashtags for your brand. So if you're a realtor, you're going to be mostly looking around hashtags in your location that you're selling in. What are the top hashtags that all of the real estate industry is using, because you want to be in the forefront of those hashtags. So number one is that we're going to go over basically branded hashtags. So branded hashtag is something like hashtag Maxwell Devonshire Realty or hashtag Monica Social. And then the more locational or geological hashtags are located with the airport code and the location that you're selling in. So there's a little bit of both that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do some branded and then some locational hashtags. Number two is going over the place hashtags with the caption or in the first comment. Everybody always asks me this. Is probably the number one question that I get asked about hashtags. So I'm going to go over, and the resources that I'm using again is Sprout Social. My number one way that I get a lot of my information is from top resources like Sprout Social or Hootsuite. But this one is, you can either include hashtags within the caption of your post or add them as the first comment. While there's no significant difference in terms of reach or engagement, some users prefer to keep their captions clean and concise by placing hashtags in the first comment. Of course, we recommend you test which hashtag placement is most effective for your posts. So reading that again, dumbing it down, it has no relevance if you put them after your text or in the captions. Now, the only reason why I tell the difference between the two is sometimes people are cross-posting. So when you're cross-posting from Facebook to Instagram, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have 30 hashtags in underneath your text, because then that's going to go onto Facebook, where Facebook does not have a relevancy to have 30 hashtags. So a good rule of thumb is if you're going to put them underneath your text or your caption, is don't put any more between, I would say, like 5 to 7 is a good rule of thumb. And if you are going to put them in the comments because you like things to be clean so that people are reading your caption and not focusing on your hashtags, then you can put them in the caption. But it is important to test what does better. So again, we always have to do testing. Things change, the algorithm change. So sometimes it's good to look at the two. So start putting some in the caption after your text, and then start doing some in the comments and see if there's any differences between the two. Now, everybody will always ask me, You know, Instagram's always saying that you can do up to 30 hashtags. Now, some people are still doing that, but I am finding with the new algorithm, and if you listen to Adam and folks at Instagram, like I do as much as I do, they are saying it is better to not use 30 hashtags because it's kind of like too many for keeping your content targeted. So you want to think of using like 5 to 7 and making them more targeted so that your stuff is showing up under those top hashtags. We will go over a little bit more about what hashtags to kind of use, just for example. It is important. The next step is to monitor the performance of your hashtags and adjust your strategy. So we can't just be using the same hashtags all the time as well. We need to change them up. So a good rule of thumb I tell people is to put their hashtag groups in your notes on your phone and then just copy and pasting them. So maybe have 3 different groups of hashtags so that you can change them up depending on the post. A good way to do this is maybe some of your posts you're targeting Leduc. So have some Leduc hashtags. Maybe the next one you're targeting, you know, Beaumont. So have some Beaumont ones or Sherwood Park. So make sure that you're having different ones and looking at which ones are performing the best under your analytics. Of course, without utilizing this, you're not really getting new eyes. So the reason why we want to use a hashtag strategy on Instagram and make sure that we're testing is because without doing any hashtags, only your current viewers are going to see your posts. You're not going to get you're not going to get new eyes or new potential clients to see your posts. So make sure if you're not right now using hashtags, that if you get anything out of this video today, that you start utilizing some hashtags. A good way to start is just using things like hashtag YAG or hashtag YAG real estate or hashtag YAG homes. And if you're in Sherwood Park again, then it's Sherwood Park real estate. Same thing with Leduc as well. But just start small and start utilizing even 3 to 5 hashtags. And you'll start to see that you're going to get more new followers once you start utilizing them. Other than that, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet because I could talk about hashtags on Instagram for probably almost an hour. But if you have any more questions once you watch this, definitely make sure that you reach out to me and leave it in the comments or on the post on Facebook, and I'm going to make sure that I answer it on the next one. But for those of you that are watching this next week, I'm going to be going over next LinkedIn. So how to utilize hashtags on LinkedIn is going to be the next one. But I want to make sure if you have any other questions about hashtags on Instagram or Facebook that you still reach out to me so we can answer those to make sure that you're utilizing them to their full potential. So thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Instagram hashtags. And I hope this helps you get more eyes on your content on Instagram. And I think Alex will be jumping back in a second, but this has been a great video and I hope to catch you next week. I think we are taking the day off, correct, Alex?
Yep.
So we won't be tuning in next Tuesday, but we will be following the next one. So we will be live again on October 15th, and we will be talking about all things LinkedIn hashtags. So I hope to see you then, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.
That was Monica Adams of Monica Social. I'm Alex Ward, broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty, and we can't wait to hashtag see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.